Marumo Gallants 0, Kaizer Chiefs 1. Kaizer Chiefs defeat the Gallants in Bloemfontein to head to second place behind Mamelodi Sundowns. Ka 2 points. Welcome to AMAKHOSI Corner on the Soccer Huddle. This is your boy Mojere. And yeah, Kaizer Chiefs register their 8th win of the season and are on an unbeatable run, guys. If I tell you this, I don't think you guys can believe this. Then myself, I looked at it, I couldn't believe it. I was like, what? Are we speaking about the same team here? Kaizer Chiefs are now 9 games unbeaten in the league. Yeah. 9 games unbeaten in the league. 11 clean sheets in the Betway Premiership. It's unbelievable, guys, for a team that has been not. It's a separaling. Let me leave the English. If the English leaves me, I'm gonna leave it as well. So we've gone 8 games, 9 games unbeaten. The last time we tested a loss was against Kukune 3-1 Go FMB Stadium, and after that we've gone 9 games without losing a game. It's been wins, it's been draws, and yeah. Let's leave the stats alone. Let's talk about today's game. I think, when you look at today's game, you know what I love about Kaizer Chiefs these days, is that we can win games. We grind out games, we grind out results, and we win. And I think if I am coach Ben Yusuf, coach Kaza, I would take that and say, okay, we move on, because I think the wins are buying them more time. Kaizer Chiefs, the wins are buying them. Maybe management might actually think of making these two co-coaches a permanent move. They're getting wins. And I know people can say, no, but Mojere, we are not playing well. Mojere, we're not creating enough chances. I get you. I get you. And I'm also frustrated because I can see those things that you guys are speaking about. I was so surprised today why we benched Undlovu, because I thought, especially the game weekend and last year Arrozat, yeah, and MABOE in the middle of the park, they looked good. They were building something there, and today we decided to shake things up, or as they call it, yeah, shake things up and remove one of the 2 pivots. And I think maybe it's because we're playing so many games in a short space of time that we need to rest some of our key players, and we need to rest them for games tailoring. We opt to think that they're very important in our campaign, because we've got the Zesco game again home, the return leg on Saturday. So I think the management or the technical team might have thought maybe, okay, we might need him for that game and not this game. We might not risk him. Let's play Ngobo coming from injury, or let's see what he can give us. And honestly speaking, I'm gonna just analyze a few players in this game. Obviously, I'm entitled to my opinion. You're also entitled to your opinion. Let me know what you think of my honest assessment of the game, my assessment of the players. I thought Ngobo, as I was mentioning, Ngobo le Mayo. I didn't see anything from them today for me to be like, okay, it's something we could. I did like, I'm not sure if it was because of the team was dismantled in the middle of the park. I thought Gallant's first half midfield all no control like one. That's why I said I felt that we needed Ndlovu more in that game. But Ngobole le Mayo for me today, non-existent, had no impact at all. I don't know if it's because if you look at the first half, even the second half, we were running too much on the wings. We're depending on Velabayo and LILEPO as well, and they would not cross balls. They would finish. They would dribble their player, then come inside and shoot. And I think it's been a problem. You did not create for strikers, and I think Mayo is not your regular like silver striker. He's one of those strikers who are mobile, that can play a 1-2 touch or combination play with both the wingers and the number 10. And I think Ngobo today didn't do that. And we know the quality of Ngobo. We know what Ngobo can bring to the game. But I think today's match, he was just off form. Mayo, it hasn't worked out yet. It hasn't worked out. I think if we were looking to make his deal permanent, for me, honestly, from what I've seen so far, it hasn't worked out. it can still prove me wrong, but it hasn't worked out for me. I think we better cut our losses and we'll see what happens. And obviously, you look at our defense, guys. You know what? Credit to our defense. Like credit to our defense. If it's not Quinica, if it's not Miguel, if it's not McCarthy, you look at Marco, you look at Monyani, you look at Cross, and obviously the men behind the poles, the men between the poles. Peter said they've been solid. They've been, as I said, we are 11 clean sheets, 11 clean sheets in the league. We haven't conceded so many goals in the league, and it's because of that defense. That defense is so solid. The partnership of Quinica and Miguel, the partnership of Quinica, Miguel, and McCarthy, it has been so brilliant for us, and it has been working for us for the longest time. And I think credit has to be given where it's due. And from the technical team aspect, I think getting that right, that's for me, it's a plus. Because you look at last season, you look at the season before last, we were conceding silly goals. We were making mistakes at the back, and I'm not saying we're not gonna make mistakes or we're not making mistakes, but they're less and less, and we're being solid and we're marking as a unit. And I think the defense this season has been that good. Obviously, my boy in the middle of the park, I felt today man of the match, well deserved. He bossed that midfield, even though he was overwhelmed at times, but alone he did a job. He did a job for us, and LILEPO. I should have started with that. A beautiful goal that was for LILEPO. I don't know, people might say it's a fluke, oh, he was trying to cross. It's fine, it's a goal. But if you look at LILEPO's game, if you've been looking at how he plays, you would see that was intentional. That those shots, he makes them 3-4 times in a game, and they sometimes they don't even get into the target, but in most cases they go in. In most cases, like I read the stats that he's the player that has most goals outside the box. So you can see that it is his style of play, it is in his play, or he can play those goals, he can do those goals, and if you want to take the goal away from me, then that's you. It's you then, because me, I thought he has the capability to do that, and I was worried about LILEPO. I remember I mentioned it in one of the videos that I am worried about LILEPO. When he joined last season, I think he joined in the January transfer market, and he came in and he had pace, he can take on defenders, he can shoot, he can cross, and he was a threat for us. But this season has been an off season for him. And I think I mentioned it, it's just a theory that I think maybe his head went with Coach Nabi, because Coach Nabi is the one who brought him to the team. I think he was so much disappointed or so hurt that the man that brought him to Kaizer Chiefs, the man that brought him to South Africa, was dismissed. And maybe it's just a theory. Yeah, he was not happy with the decision. I hope from this goal we can build and bring the guy that we know from last season, or even an improved guy, because he hasn't been that good. He hasn't been that good for us. Honestly speaking, that's my honest opinion. He hasn't been that good for us. So, yeah. I don't know what you think, guys. A good win. A good win in Bloemfontein, which puts us in second place, a point on top of Orlando Pirates, who have got two games in hand, but 2 games don't mean 2 points. 2 games don't mean 6 points. But yeah, let me know what you think of the game tonight. We move. We move. I think the positive thing is that we can keep clean sheets. The positive thing is that we can actually grind wins. We can win games where last season or the season before that game we could have drawn it, or we could have lost it at the last minute. But this season it has been proved. And credit to Coach Ben Yusuf and credit to Coach Kaizer. I know a lot of people. My wife calls them Judases. You know, if you know, you know. But they've been doing a good job so far. I personally, I wouldn't keep them. Personally, I wouldn't keep them. I'm talking from experience, from Man United and all that. So it's almost the same story. But yeah, let me know what you think of the performance of the boys today. My analysis of the players. Did you really? Do you agree with me when I said, "Oh, Umayo and Ngobo did not really give us anything today"? Are you with me when I said we needed not Marco, we needed Ndlovu in today's game because his partnership with MABOE was really growing. The chemistry was really going. But as I said, maybe the coaches, they're saving some of the players for the second leg or the return leg as it's of the weekend, and we need to keep some of the players fit. And let me know your earliest predictions of that Zesco game. Are we gonna beat them again and climb up the table in the CAF Confederation game? Until we meet again, remember, prevention is better than cure. Don't risk it unless it's worth it. AMAKHOSI, AMAKHOSI.